is Adrienne Anderson. I am a resident of Denver in a neighborhood nearby the Lowry Redevelopment area. And I'm here tonight representing the Rocky Mountain Peace and Justice Center. For a number of years I've been involved both in my capacity with the Peace and Justice Center and also previously as an environmental studies faculty member at the University of Colorado at Boulder in researching this particular piece of land. My students in 1998, in fact, did a project on this property, which now comprises this proposed Lowry Vista site, finding that U.S. Air Force contractor documents had detected high levels of radiation in the groundwater underneath this site in 100% of the wells that were tested on the property, and 100% of them at levels exceeding federal law standards for what is deemed considered acceptable. This is gross alpha and gross beta radiation, and other studies have shown numerous different types of radioactive components detected in the groundwater at that site. And in '98, the documents by the Air Force contractor showed that the radiation was migrating off-site from the dump area and into Westerly Creek, and at levels exceeding federal standards at that time. Now, documents that I have reviewed further show archival records of the U.S. Air Force clearly show their own knowledge that this was a radioactive disposal site. Maps from the Air Force going back many decades show designated areas of radioactive disposal in this particular area. Also of concern, in addition to chemical waste that were dumped at the site, even the U.S. government in its transfer of the land by quitclaim deed of 1997 informed the Redevelopment Authority in bold print, grantee is warned that the premises may contain asbestos-containing materials. Now, we've already had a snafu at Lowry Redevelopment where asbestos was found retroactively after homes were already in construction. We do not need more surprises. We have grave concerns about the potential for unsafe worker exposures with this type of a service development plan. The laying of any kind of an infrastructure that would involve excavating in any way any of that material that's been covered up on that site would be completely imprudent, given the extent to which the developer has attempted to minimize, deny, mislead, mischaracterize the extent of contamination at this site, despite records reviewed. The Rocky Mountain Peace and Justice Center, I presented evidence of the radiation concerns to Councilwoman Johnson in August of last year, and concerns were backed up by Jeff Edson then, who was head of the Colorado Department of Health Hazardous Waste Management Division for the various military-related sites in the state that he oversaw, with concerns that this project would not meet the existing covenant agreements that the state health department put on this land, saying that it could not be irrigated, that there could not be any type of piercing of this cover. It's basically just dirt dumped on top of it. This site, in our opinion, should be considered like the Shattuck site, which was at such controversy several years ago, where the city council and the mayor strongly backed the residents surrounding the neighborhood, saying this has to be excavated. We do not need a radioactive threat in the middle of a residential area. That's exactly what we have here at this site, and we would advocate that the city council and the mayor take swift steps to support the neighborhood concerns about this site. Further, it was mentioned the different partnering arrangements and subsidiaries that are involved in this particular project at Lowry Vista. It may be of interest to you to know that examining IRG's activities around the country, they're clearly involved in sites that I would call not brownfield sites, but I would term as blackfield sites, where the sites are so dangerous that the Air Force has refused to remediate them. The cost is prohibitive to remediate them, and so they've been left undisturbed, unremediated. That is the case at the Lowry Vista site, where the Air Force and all of the parties that were associated with this transfer have a very clear knowledge, records show, of the extent of contamination below this. IRG has attempted to minimize it by saying it's all naturally occurring radiation, where there are radionuclides up to 60 times above federal standards. there, and also unusual radioactive contaminants that are not found in normally uncontaminated groundwaters. In California, an entity that's parallel and part of this operation, in fact, is the subject of all sorts of controversy in the community of a suburb of Los Angeles, Downey, California, where IRG is at controversy because of buildings that have been put on the site. A movie studio was placed on there. Now there are all sorts of very, very ill and sick workers who have worked at that site that are claiming that they have become ill as a result of their exposures. In response to the concerns that have been raised, IRG just last week, on August 5th, filed a SLAPP suit against the citizens seeking to bring these worker health concerns forward, seeking to silence them, and including concerns about the Lowry Vista site that
Ms.
the
Anderson,
California
your time has
group
expired.
raised.
Could you wrap up your statement?
I'm sorry?
Your time's expired.
Yes. We would urge you that this is imprudent at this time and should not move forward at the risk of imperiling workers who should be certified to do these jobs safely and not imperil the surrounding community.
Thank you.